All righty. Well, hello, everyone. It's Feroshia Knight here from Coach Training World, and I'm thrilled to be introducing Yannan. And Yannan is one of our super coaches here that is a branding coach. And I'm going to admit, first off, being an American and having our ABCs and the way we say things, I've always been freaked out about saying your name because I know I'm not saying it right. And every time I try, I don't get it right. And so I don't want other people to struggle. So could you actually say your name how you would want it to hear?
Okay, yes. So my name is Yannan. I'm originally from China, so that's a Chinese name. Yannan.
So, Yannan.
Yeah.
So we should just put an E instead of the A, and then the rest of us over here will get it right.
Yeah.
I hope. It is embarrassing. It's like, how do you say, Okay. Perfect. Well, Yannan, please tell me what really sparked you into coaching?
Well, I have always been very interested in personal development, and I've always liked things to be more on a personal level. Always had interest in psychology, neuroscience, and but I also like things to be quite practical. So I feel like coaching is a very practical skill that you can relate to someone on a very personal level, but also it's a very helpful skill to use when you want to transform someone, including myself and the person that I'm coaching.
Absolutely. And as you were talking, I was thinking about the word practical, because it's very practical, and yet you can really do a lot of that inner work while you produce some results. And I've certainly seen you doing that for your clients. Would you talk a little bit about your branding coaching and, kind of how you ended up in that area? And I love watching all the stuff you're doing on Facebook. And I wish I could just go like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I have always had an interest in business since I was quite young. Like my parents are both entrepreneurs. They all have their own businesses. And so my first instinct, once I had my coaching skills, I was thinking to coach people on their businesses, helping millennials start their own business. And gradually I just realized there's part of me that I'm a really creative person. I see businesses in a lens of more the marketing and branding side of things. And I love the self-discovery part of coaching, and I also love the self-expression in business. I feel like so many, online service providers like coaches and consultants, they are the image, the brand of their business, and it's them, the faces of them and the branding to that actually join the ideal clients to their business.
Mm-hmm.
So I started I think it's just it's a perfect combination for me to go into, which is why I ended up with the branding coaching.
I completely agree, and I like that you're recognizing that the brand is that expression, and that inner work that the coaching brings out can really almost come through that brand, and it really becomes unique to them. And I'm assuming, and you know what I'm talking about, it helps them to stand out from other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how would you describe your brand?
I would say I know I'm a very passionate person. So whatever interests me, I'm kind of all in or go home kind of person. I'm really passionate about what I do. I am a very creative person. And I am there's part of me that is very courageous. So I always like that part, always like to take certain risks in life. I don't mind starting all over, which is part of, I think in branding, which is very important because at some point in business, I think the person will realize when they need branding, it's a whole you need to have the courage, take the risk to try out different brands and see what fits. And it's also the same with self-discovery. I think it takes some kind of courage to actually go in and see what you can discover inside of you. The inner work takes courage.
It does. And what beautiful results happen when you do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because I've watched your brand evolve, and I've watched you get more and more brave and more public. And, I think it would be true to say that, you can be a little bit more introverted.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the introvert.
Yeah. And I know, there's a lot of us out there that we really want to go big, but there's something inside of us that we also like just this. What have been your strategies to break through that introvert part, or to maybe even to nurture it, that allows you to shine even brighter every time you get out there?
Oh, I honestly, if I'm going to be very honest, I think coaching has been probably the biggest, like the underground work that I have done with either coaching skills the coach training world has given me, and also the peer coaching I've done with other people. That has kind of made me accept myself as introvert more. That I feel I don't really mind anymore. I used to think, here's what I used to think. I used to think that people have to be, they have the loudest personality, have to be very extroverted to shine on videos and do all sorts of marketing, put yourself out there. But I realized gradually that there is a place in the world for all of us. It doesn't matter if we're introverted or extroverted. And it's our personality that really draw people who are like us, who trust us, who want to have some kind of experience with us together. It doesn't matter if it's coaching or doing business together. I think it's we have to be comfortable with ourselves to nurture that kind of relationship, to draw the people who want to be with some kind of relationship with us.
Yeah. And as you're talking and saying, being comfortable with yourself, and you also said accepting the introvert part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine that a lot of people that would kind of lie in that introversion spectrum would probably find that if they found that peace and that comfort, they could probably actually be brighter and maybe speak out more in different ways. Maybe not on the biggest stage, maybe that's not the end goal, but just to have a bigger presence. And, I feel like the introverts, which I certainly relate to a lot, we tend to kind of watch, and we're really good at observing, really good at listening, and we're really good at coaching.
Yeah.
But we're important too. We've got a voice, and our wisdom, especially because we're really good at listening, we've got a lot to give.
Yeah. I found that really it's the same with when I did peer coaching with other coaches who are probably a bit more extroverted than me. I feel we just find our different styles in coaching as well.
Absolutely. And so with your clients right now, could you maybe talk about something that really surprised you in a client, or a breakthrough that someone had that just made you go, oh, I love my work? Us and our aha addictions.
Well, there are too many. How do I start? So I have worked with so many clients on different aspects, which is kind of why I started finding my niche, because I really tried out different, the topics people start to bring to me. Let me have a think about what is
yeah.
One client.
I know one out of how many.
Because here's the truth, because the most transformational I have had with a client was based on relationship and family kind of coaching. Mm-hmm. But that's not what I'm doing now anymore. So
yeah. Although I would beg to differ, that I would imagine that some of those pieces might come up in your coaching, even though it's towards the brand, because our families are so influential. Maybe you're not coaching around family dynamics, but I just have a feeling.
Yeah, it could be. So I would say, the most impactful on me as a coach, the experience would be when I coach someone who was newly married, and she was kind of trying to find her place in the relationship as a wife.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the end of like our coaching relationship, she decided they're going to have a baby together. They're like forming a family together. And I think the transformation that has gone through with her was the like it's the same with like really like finding peace with yourself. Even if like you're in a new experience, a new position in life, but also just like take that courage and step forward with, you know, the hope for the future. Like what is, you know, the future, the hope for you. So I think that was the most transformational experience for me.
I bet. Well, and what I'm hearing is it's almost like you were doing identity work similar to that you would do with branding, but in a different container.
Yeah.
Like, who am I in this relationship versus we're branding, who am I as a business owner out in the world?
Yeah.
You're just still bringing everybody's identity to life. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Every time I talk to you, I have some like new ideas coming up.
What happens when you get two marketers together? All light bulbs go off. Yay. So in terms of your own growth, what do you think has changed over like the last year or two for you? Just in you? Because, you know, you're doing the work for them, but what's your big surprise?
Oh, too many. I think I definitely started to become more confident.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Like I remember when I first started going to coach training world, I was this like, I know that I'm a very introverted person. I was kind of like hiding my creativity, hiding like my strength within me. I kind of know what they are, but I don't really know because I never really practiced them in the real world.
You found you.
I found me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't, I have to be honest, it wasn't one session. It was a long process, but it was worth it, every bit of it.
Yeah. So I'm curious if there was like wisdom that you feel you could give people that are looking at putting themselves out in the world, whether it's a business or in a relationship, what would be your little bit that you would love for them to know that maybe would help them to trust themselves or champion themselves along the way a little bit differently?
Start learning coaching. Find a coach. I know I sound like totally like a marketer here, but I honestly think that because I would say is to be comfortable with yourself. I think that's definitely like one of the first steps, that you have to be okay with who you are, to put yourself in the world like looking like authentic and comfortably, and build a trusting relationship with others. But I also think the reason why I mentioned the coaching is because like it is like if you're doing this by yourself, like I'm a huge like reader, like I love reading books. I've read so many books on personal development before I go into actually practicing coaching on myself and on others. And it's just a different experience complete together, because reading books feels like complete like just input, you know. And actually going through the coaching process feels like I am learning by doing, and I'm learning. So it's like it's like a loop.
Mm-hmm.
And the transformation is so much more different. And also like having someone to hold your hands is just it's a magical experience, really.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm not saying that because I'm getting paid to. I mean, I think that's the beauty of coaching, is it's a relationship, and it's a relationship where someone truly has your back. And I like holding your hands as another metaphor. It's just that you don't have to travel alone, but also having someone that can reflect back the things that you can't see. And a lot of times those are your best gifts and your most amazing attributes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you would love to share at this point? Anything? I'm putting out here.
Um, um, how about this? Yeah, I know that like I am going to like because I'm currently a branding coach. And so like I am coaching people on more like the business strategy and marketing strategy and branding strategy side of things. But I also find that like transformation in your brand normally happens when you transform as a person. So oh, I love this. Yeah, so like so many people, entrepreneurs looking at business as business itself. And for me, I think business grows if you are the the CEO of the business grows when you grow. And the business grows like on the same pace as you grow as a person. And for someone to grow, I honestly think that like so many people out there are selling skills like how to do marketing, how to do sales. Those are important skills and strategy to put in place in your business. But I think it's the transformation that you have as a business owner that really have, I don't know how, it's just like it doubles the rate of like how your business grows.
Wise words, woman. Wise words. And I agree. I mean, and just having gone through 6 different businesses in the course of my life, each were catalyzed by a personal transformation. But a lot of us go through businesses and sometimes we can accelerate our business by really doing our own work, because maybe life doesn't present an obstacle that forces us to grow. Maybe we need to just step on the gas pedal of our own growth work. So I love that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I am so delighted. I feel so far away, girl.
I know, guys, I'm in England.
I know. It's so funny because online I was sometimes like, I know the person may be 10 miles away and they feel like they're here, but I don't know. But I am so in deep appreciation that you were able to take the time to be with here and to share your wisdom. And what I would love to do is put your website and information below. And for everyone that's watching this, this is a rock star coach who can really help you to go in and pull out your whole self. And then, of course, bring it out into your business or maybe even into your personal brand. I mean, I see a lot of people that are actors, musicians. We all need that too, right? So
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself. You have great gifts. Thank you, Yannan. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. I love this. Thank you.
All right. Big hearts. Oh, thank you.